The evolutionary roots of human music trace back millions of years, a narrative that begins with our ancestor, an Australopithecine named Ardi. As she walked upright, the cadence of her steps reverberated through time, influencing not only human music, but also embedding the relationship between movement, rhythm, and auditory experience. This rhythmic pattern inherent in walking laid the groundwork for a human understanding of time and prediction, forming an early sensory framework where footsteps were not merely sounds but signposts of rhythm and movement through the world. The sounds of footsteps, a patterned recurrence, imbued our ancestors with the ability to anticipate what comes next, a skill deeply intertwined with survival and perception. The concept of rhythm helped humans to navigate their environment, with walking becoming a measure not only of distance but of time and effort. These patterns have influenced human music, reflecting the bipedal journey not just physically but also sonically, suggesting that the act of walking was not just locomotion but also a form of primal music making. As humans evolved, so did their capacity to hear and make sense of sounds. The connection between sound and motion deepened with the development of the brain's complexity. The human brain began to link the motor regions responsible for movement with the auditory cortex responsible for hearing, creating an intricate tapestry where sound could evoke movement and vice versa. This neural interplay is what makes human music distinct, enabling people to feel as if they are moving through music, or that music itself is a journey, despite being a stationary art form. These journeys through music are mental expeditions that mirror the physical migrations of our ancestors, a reflection of the thousands of miles traversed from the cradles of humanity in Africa to the rest of the globe. Human music, then, is both a testament to where humanity has physically marched and where it has intellectually soared, exploring the emotional and cognitive landscapes that language alone cannot reach. As the human brain evolved, so did the relationship with music. At the core, the brainstem responds reflexively to sounds, a sudden bang or a shock. Ascending from this ancient layer, the basal ganglia process the pleasure derived from sounds, while the amygdala infuses music with emotional content, from joy to sorrow. The most modern part of the brain, the neocortex, handles the intricate patterns and complexities of music, illustrating that as humans became more sophisticated, so did their musical expressions and appreciations. In essence, the evolutionary roots of human music are a tapestry woven from the earliest bipedal steps to the complex cerebral processes that allow modern humans to not only create and enjoy music, but also to use it as a medium for social connectivity, emotional expression, and cognitive exploration. This deep-seated relationship between music and human evolution showcases that music is far more than entertainment. It's an integral part of the human experience, echoing the footsteps of our forebears in both a literal and metaphorical march through time. Human music is a complex and multifaceted phenomenon that's deeply intertwined with the structure and function of the brain, engaging various processing layers from the most primitive to the most advanced. At the foundation lies the brainstem, which is responsible for the most rudimentary responses to sound. This ancient part of the brain reacts instinctively to auditory stimuli. A loud bang or a sudden noise can trigger an immediate reflexive response, a holdover from our need to react to danger in our environment. Climbing the neural ladder, the basal ganglia come into play, a group of nuclei tied to a variety of functions, including movement and reward processing. When it comes to music, these structures help us recognize and feel pleasure from harmonious and pleasing sounds. It's in these regions that the dopamine-driven satisfaction of a catchy tune or a harmonious melody occurs, underpinning the universal human enjoyment of rhythmic and melodic music. The emotional heart of music perception lies within the amygdala, an almond-shaped cluster of neurons. Here, music becomes not just sound, but an emotional journey. The amygdala processes the feelings that music evokes, from the deep melancholy of a minor key to the exuberant joy of an upbeat tempo. It's this emotional resonance that often gives music its power, allowing it to convey and evoke a spectrum of human emotions far beyond the capabilities of everyday language. The most complex responses to music occur in the neocortex, the outermost layer of the brain associated with higher-order functions. This layer processes the sophisticated structures of music, the patterns and variations that compose the complex pieces we recognize as symphonies or intricate musical compositions. It's here that the higher cognitive processing of music occurs, allowing for the appreciation of complex musical forms and the ability to discern and analyze the layers of sound in a piece of music. The human brain's intricate response to music reflects not just the processing of sound, but a rich tapestry of emotional, cognitive, and social elements. It's a system that's evolved to not only detect the acoustic properties of music, but to imbue it with meaning, context, and emotional weight. Music, therefore, becomes a powerful modality for human expression, bridging the gaps between individuals, encoding memories, and even shaping personal identities. This multifaceted engagement with music underscores its importance in human culture and individual experience. It's not merely a background to other activities, but a fundamental aspect of human nature, a product of evolutionary development that resonates with the brain's multi-layered way of processing the world. As such, music is both a reflection of the human condition and a tool that can influence emotion, memory, and social connection, highlighting its profound role in the human experience. Auditory scene analysis refers to the brain's ability to distinguish and focus on specific sounds within a noisy environment, a skill essential for survival in complex auditory landscapes. This capability is exemplified by the cocktail party effect, where one can concentrate on a single conversation amidst a cacophony of background chatter. This intricate auditory processing allows individuals to parse a multitude of sounds, identifying and giving precedence to those that are deemed important. This same auditory discernment is crucial when listening to music, enabling the listener to isolate and follow a particular melody or harmonic line within a complex composition, such as a Baroque fugue or a polyphonic jazz arrangement. Birds, too, possess this auditory selectivity. For example, amidst a colony of thousands, parent and offspring penguins can pinpoint each other's calls. Such precise auditory filtering is not just a human trait, but a widespread biological tool for communication and identification within a species. Music's role in social connection extends beyond simple entertainment or relaxation, addressing fundamental human needs and conditions. It is a potent social glue, with its roots in the evolutionary fabric of human development. By its very nature, music is communal. Its structures, rhythms, and conventions are born of collective human culture. Listening to music inherently connects individuals to this larger social narrative, even when the listening is done alone. In terms of mental health, the impact of music is multifaceted. It can combat loneliness by evoking a sense of belonging to a larger whole. Active participation in music, whether through creation or communal experience, forges connections and shared experiences among individuals. Furthermore, the act of listening is a dynamic and engaging process, one that can affect profound emotional responses and serve as a bridge to memories and emotions that might otherwise remain unexpressed. The physiological impact of music is also significant. It can reduce stress by lowering cortisol levels and enhance pleasure and happiness by triggering the release of neurotransmitters such as dopamine. The profound link between music, emotion, and memory allows for a unique expression of identity and experience, communicating what words cannot. In essence, music functions as a mode of mindfulness, demanding active engagement and contemplation from the listener. To listen to music is not passive, but an active, creative act, an emotional, cognitive, and often a spiritual journey. It provides a form of mental time travel, a sensory pathway that winds through the deepest layers of our brain and evolutionary history, tapping into primal emotions and instincts. Music can elicit a spectrum of responses, from empathetic engagement through mirror neurons to the visceral thrill of frisson, illustrating its power to mimic emotional states and elicit complex reactions. Thus, the auditory scene analysis is just the beginning of the rich tapestry that constitutes the human experience of music, extending beyond the acoustic realm to encompass social bonding, emotional expression, and a profound connection to our ancestral past. Music, in its myriad forms, is not merely sound, but a vital, living conduit for the human experience. The perception of music is a complex, deeply emotional experience that engages various areas of the brain, including those responsible for emotion and motor functions. Central to this experience is the interplay between the emotional content of music and the brain's mirror neurons. These neurons play a significant role in how we perceive and react to music, linking the auditory experience to our own potential movements and emotional states. Emotions are integral to our perception of music. They color our experiences and memories, influencing our response to different melodies and rhythms. The brain structures associated with emotion, such as the amygdala, become activated when we listen to music that evokes strong feelings, be it joy, sorrow, excitement, or calm. Darwin noted the adaptive role of emotions, suggesting that they evolved as responses to significant events that affect survival and reproduction. Happiness signifies achieving a goal, anger arises when a goal is thwarted, sadness follows loss, and fear is a reaction to threat. Music, in its structure and content, often mirrors these emotional states, providing an auditory narrative that can elicit similar responses in the listener. Mirror neurons provide a neural basis for the imitation and understanding of behavior. When we observe someone else performing an action, such as dancing or playing an instrument, mirror neurons in our brain fire as if we were executing those same actions. This mirroring effect extends to the emotional realm. Thus, when we hear a sad song, our mirror neurons activate in response to the perceived emotion, and we may experience a sympathetic feeling of sadness. This neuronal empathy allows us to feel the music in a manner that transcends simple listening. This imitation extends beyond physical mimicry. Yawning is a classic example where seeing another person yawn can involuntarily trigger our own yawn. But this mimicry also applies to emotions. They are contagious, and music is a powerful vector for emotional contagion. Through rhythm and melody, music can encode behaviors associated with different emotions. Listening to a melancholic tune can lead to a sense of shared grieving, even if the loss is not our own. This process is involuntary, demonstrating how deeply music is woven into the fabric of our social and emotional selves. The impact of music on our emotional state is also evident in physiological responses such as frisson, the chills that some people feel in response to particularly moving or thrilling musical passages. Such moments often involve a sudden increase in volume or harmonic complexity, engaging the same brain regions that process fear. Despite the intense response, the experience is pleasurable, akin to enjoying a thrilling ride or a suspenseful movie. This phenomenon highlights how music can simulate intense emotional states, including those related to survival instincts, without any real threat or danger. In summary, emotions and mirror neurons together create a deeply embodied experience of music. Our brains are hardwired to recognize and respond to the emotional cues embedded in musical expression, forging a personal connection with the sounds we hear. Through this lens, music is not only an art form, but also a social and emotional language that speaks directly to the human experience. Music wields a profound impact on both the body and the mind, bridging the gap between physiological responses and psychological experiences. When we listen to music, it's not just an auditory occurrence, but a holistic event that encompasses our entire being. Physiologically, music can trigger a range of responses. For instance, a stirring piece might quicken the heartbeat, cause palms to sweat, and induce a surge of adrenaline akin to a fight or flight response. Conversely, a calm, soothing melody can slow the pulse and relax the muscles, mirroring the body's rest and digest activities. These reactions are not merely superficial. They signify deeper biological processes at play. Music's capacity to reduce the stress hormone cortisol makes it a powerful tool for managing stress. The pleasure derived from listening to music is due to the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine, which are associated with reward and pleasure centers in the brain. Psychologically, music's impact is equally striking. It has the power to elevate mood, enhance concentration, and serve as an anchor for cherished memories. The ability of music to evoke strong emotions can be therapeutic, allowing for the expression of feelings that might be difficult to articulate with words. This aspect is particularly relevant to mental health, as music can serve as a medium for expressing identity and emotions. The psychological impact of music is also reflected in its social function. Music is inherently social. It involves shared norms and conventions and can act as a cohesive force, bringing people together. Listening to music can plug individuals into a broader social network, fostering a sense of connection and community. This aspect is crucial in combating feelings of loneliness and isolation, which are significant factors affecting mental health today. Moreover, the act of listening to music is far from passive. It requires active engagement from the listener, employing a cognitive process known as auditory scene analysis. This ability allows individuals to focus on specific sounds within a complex auditory environment, akin to distinguishing a single voice at a noisy party. This selective attention is not unique to humans. It's observed in the animal kingdom as well, suggesting a fundamental biological utility. Furthermore, the psychological impact of music is closely tied to its effect on memory and emotions. Music can serve as a mnemonic device, with certain songs or melodies triggering vivid recollections of past events. Emotionally, music can mirror and evoke the full spectrum of human feelings, from the depths of despair to the heights of joy. In therapeutic settings, music's physiological and psychological impacts are harnessed to promote healing and well-being. Music therapy is a recognized field where music's soothing or stimulating properties are used to aid in recovery, alleviate pain, and improve the quality of life for individuals with various medical or psychological conditions. In essence, the impact of music is a testament to its evolutionary importance and its embeddedness in the human experience. It transcends entertainment, serving as a conduit for emotional expression, social interaction, and personal well-being. The physiological and psychological effects of music are intertwined, making it a unique and powerful medium that can touch every aspect of human life.